Calgary Flames are off to a much better start this season than most anticipated, and a huge reason for that has been their sensational goaltending. With Dustin Wolf lighting it up between the pipes and looking like the goalie of the future, Dan Vladar is becoming the odd man out and has been involved in trade rumors. Insider Frank Seravalli has linked Vladar to the Colorado Avalanche and revealed his price in the process. We're going to get into all of that and much more in this video, but first, I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. And while Vladar might be making a move, you could be making a move too, because this video is brought to you by Rentals.ca, who are proud supporters of Team Canada. While they've been supporting our national team defend their home court in international competition, they've also been helping thousands of Canadians find their home floor all across the country. Whether you're in Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Calgary, Halifax, Winnipeg, Mississauga, Edmonton, Victoria, or St. John's, from coast to coast, Rentals.ca have a ton of options to find the perfect place and price for you. Their website is clean and easy to use, and you can pinpoint exactly on the map where you want to move, finding all the options in your area. Find your home court with Rentals.ca. Check out their website in the description or the pinned comment down below. A huge shout out to Rentals.ca for being big supporters of the channel, of Team Canada, and of you guys for helping you find the best rentals in your area. You could find a brand new apartment. Who knows? Well, let's get into this juicy one here and talk about how Vladar has been officially linked to the Avs. Now, are we saying bang spot on that Dan Vladar is going to Colorado? No, but hey, an NHL insider said it could happen. We've seen here on the channel a few times where we didn't necessarily fully predict, but we kind of predicted Tanev to the Dallas Stars right away and Noah Hanifin to Vegas. So you never know. You never know. It could just happen. But let's get into this article here, which comes from the Hockey News. This one by Jim Parsons. He does a great outline of kind of what Seravalli said here, and we're going to dive into it a little bit further than the article, but big shout out to Parsons for providing this one. He said, insider reveals cost for former Cup champions to trade for Dan Vladar. If the Flames are going to trade Dan Vladar, what do they want and what team is willing to pay the asking price? So a lot of juicy stuff here. This is really good. The one thing I find funny about the title, or the headline, I suppose, of this article is saying that the former Cup champions. You know, you could say that about any team that has won the Cup before. Technically, the Flames are former Cup champions. I find that a little bit funny, but like I said in the intro, and you could see from the thumbnail, Colorado. So the Cup champions of a couple years ago now. The Colorado Avalanche's need for goaltending stability has intensified after a disastrous 8-2 loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning earlier this week. The image of Alexander Georgiev snapping after allowing another goal was all over the internet, and it's clear the Avs have a real question there. And that was, honestly, it was kind of hilarious. I mean, I have nothing against Georgiev, but seeing a goalie kind of crash out, it's always a little bit funny. But either way, NHL insider Frank Seravalli believes Calgary Flames netminder Dan Vladar could be the answer to that question. And it's very interesting. He might be. You never know. Speaking on Daily Faceoff Live, Seravalli suggested Colorado should target Vladar to address their goaltending concerns, proposing a second-round pick as the likely cost. I mean, this screenshot right here kind of says it all. Boom. Dan Vladar, linked to Colorado. What's the price? A second-round pick. That's pretty good. Honestly, I might be willing to take that kind of right away. I mean, why not? We have Cooley. We could bring him up. Vladar is absolutely great, a great goalie. But for a second-round pick, I mean, that's pretty dang good. And if memory serves, I believe Colorado's second-round pick was initially traded to Washington, and then Washington traded it to Calgary for Andrew Mangiapane. So they'd have to get creative and either find a future second-round pick or acquire a different second-round pick to then give to Calgary. But hearing that a second-round pick is the price, I don't know. Let me know what you think, but I think that's pretty good price for Vladar, and I would take it. When asked if John Gibson or another netminder might be of interest to the Avalanche, Seravalli asked, why not go get Dan Vladar from the Calgary Flames? He's been excellent so far. So it seems like, in at least the mind of Seravalli, which I know isn't a place everyone wants to go, but it seems like Vladar is the number one guy here for their goaltending crisis. He added the Flames would be just as happy to run with Devin Cooley as the backup to Wolf for the rest of the season if Calgary could get what they need in a Vladar trade. And would that be a second round pick? Again, I might take it. Wolf, 23 years old, is emerging as their goalie of the present and a future star. Cooley is posting stellar numbers in the AHL. Vladar, 27 years old, has performed solidly since rebounding from hip surgery with a 2.67 goals against average and a 903 save percentage this season. There's no need for the Flames to keep all three. With Vladar's contract expiring this summer, the writing is on the wall anyway, and it kind of is. I mean, it sounds like it's not a terrible option. If you're going to be trading away one of these guys, I mean, why not? Do we care if the Wranglers, keep pucks out of the net and go on a crazy run? I mean, yes, but we care more about the Flames. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like a bad option to bring Cooley up, maybe trade Vladar away. If we get into the stats, so these are the stats, the NHL stats for the season. I'll bring up Cooley's in a second here. But as you can see here, Dustin Wolf, in 12 starts, he's 8-3-1, has that 2.47 goals against average and a 921 save percentage. Not bad at all. Of course, he did have that one shutout against Nashville as well, playing absolutely amazingly. He is the starter. I don't want to hear anything about Wolf being a backup anymore. He is the starter. Then you get Vladar in 10 starts, 4-4-2, so a significantly worse record. You got to feel for him because a lot of those losses aren't necessarily his fault, but a 4-4-2 record, a 2.67 goals against average, so quite a bit worse, and then a 903 save percentage, which still, I mean, those stats aren't bad at all. Quite solid and way better than what Colorado is rocking with. We get into Cooley down in the AHL. If you play really well at the AHL level, you'd assume you could be at least a backup at the NHL level. So if we look here, this is Cooley's stats of his entire career, and feel free to pause and look at all of them if you want. I'm just going to go with that little section I marked at the bottom right in the red there. So if you take a look at his NHL stats, I mean, they're not great. The 4.98 save percentage, 2-3-1 record, and 870 save percentage. That was in 6 games last year with the San Jose Sharks. And I mean, just to get 2 wins with the San Jose Sharks last year is impressive enough. Obviously, those numbers suck. But the main ones here is the past few years in the AHL. So last year in the AHL wasn't quite as good. Not even a 900 save percentage, well over a 3 goals against average. Not good. Shift to this year with the Wranglers. Oh my goodness, he is doing amazingly. He has 3 shutouts, a 1.89 goals against average, a 10-3 record, and a 940 save percentage. Those are almost Wolf-like numbers from the AHL. He's playing absolutely amazingly. So the Flames have an option here to bring Cooley up as the backup to Wolf, and they can trade away Vladar. I know a lot of people are going to be saying, no, keep Vladar. We want to contend this year. And that's fine too. There's no bad answer here, but maybe, just maybe, Vladar to Colorado could really happen. If we wrap up the article here, I love the way it ended. So the Avalanche, operating with $4.6 million in LTIR cap space, might need to make additional moves to fit Vladar under their cap. Still, his $2.2 million hit is manageable, and his playoff experience could provide a boost to a team desperate to solidify its crease. And that is 100% true because the Avalanche, as of right now, are on pace to have the worst team save percentage since the 92-93 Ottawa Senators that, if you were around back then, we all remember they only had 10 wins. They were something like, 10-72-4 or something like that. I know that doesn't quite add up, but either way, they only had 10 wins. The Avs, they have such a good roster other than the goaltending, and I don't know what's going on with their defensive defensemen, but either way, they need an answer soon, and maybe it could be Vladar. The Flames acquired Vladar from Boston in 2021 for a 3rd-round pick, and flipping him for a higher draft asset would be a win for Calgary. For Colorado, landing Vladar could help stabilize a goaltending duo of Alexander Georgiev and Justus Annunen that has struggled at times this season. Yeah, at times struggled essentially the entire season. So let me know down below, would you pull the trigger on this kind of trade? Should the Flames really be exploring the market for Vladar, especially looking at Colorado? Now let's get into tonight's game because it should be a fun one. Of course, the Flames continue their little Eastern road trip here as they are in Detroit, not playing at the Joe Louis Arena, but it is, of course, the Little Caesars Arena now. But that one goes at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time. should be an absolute doozy. It's always fun to play against an original six team. And the Red Wings they're an interesting team this year. The one big note is that Dan Vladar, the main man of the video, is in the starter's net in Detroit this morning. So it looks as though Vladar is getting the back-to-back starts. Oh no, he didn't play against Ottawa. I'm completely tripping. It looks like Vladar is getting the start tonight, not back-to-back, which is completely expected, but just funny that, who knows, maybe he'll be traded away before this game even happens. No, that would never happen. But let's wrap this one up with the comment of the day, as we love to do here on the channel. This one comes from yesterday's video about more trade rumors. This one obviously more so involving who the Flames could acquire. Whoa, where's the comment? There it is. It comes from good old Guitar Memoir, and he says, I think we made it clear we want Dawson Mercer, with a winky face. I mean, that's just never going to happen. The Dawson Mercer rumors are eternal. I know this is supposed to be positive, but in Ottawa, I thought we got challenged physically for really the first time this year, and I didn't think we responded that well. I thought the team could have really used Mantha. Additionally, our play in front of the net was horrible. It reminded me of the way we were playing during our losing streak. Gotta pick it up, and that is 100% true. The Flames need to get back on track. Obviously, that was way too many penalties against Ottawa. They looked frustrated. They were outmatched physically, and hopefully they can bounce back tonight in Detroit and start a new winning streak. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.